So in case you guys haven't noticed, we only have about 5 weeks left of the semester. It's like a month and a half. And I know most of us are looking forward to it. I am. And I know most of us are also probably making plans now, or already have plans for what they're going to do during the summer, whether it be just like going to the beach, or just hanging out with friends, or even going to another country. But for some of us, like me, we might not have plans yet. We're kind of just waiting for like a spontaneous approach to do things. And since we do live in Southern California, we have such a wide variety of different things we can do. We can go to the beach. We can also go to like the movies, or we can either go to like downtown LA and do things and things like that. But there is one place that is not too far from here that is very special, and that place is Disneyland. And today I'll be talking to you about why going to Disneyland is a good idea, to just do anything and to have fun. And also talk about a few of the less popular things to do there, like different shows you can go to, and also different rides that you can go on. And Disneyland is a little bit expensive, obviously, but it is worth it. There's a lot of different things you can do there. Of course, there's a lot of different food you can eat there. There's a lot of different people you can meet there, like different characters and things like that. But there are some more little low-key things to do there. One of my favorite things to do there is to go to this place called the Animation Studio, or the Animation Academy. It's located in California Adventure, and what you can do there is basically you can watch people and learn how to animate different things. But then there is also one part where you can go and you can learn how to draw different characters, and I'll be focusing a little bit more on that. And basically they have a schedule during the day where you can learn how to draw different characters at different times, and it's pretty much in like 10, 15-minute intervals. And it's just in a giant room that's kind of similar to like one of the lecture halls we have here, and then there's a stage where there's one person there and they just draw, and they have a camera on it, and it just shows it on the screen, and they walk you through it. And it's pretty cool because you don't need any experience to draw to go and do it. I have no experience being an English major. I just stay away from drawing at all times possible because I can't even do stick figures. But going there, it was really cool because I got to learn how to draw Winnie the Pooh using just a pencil and an eraser, and they give you a big paper and they walk you through it. And it's pretty cool because like at first the way they do it like actual like artist type of sketching, so you drew like little circles and like squares, and then towards the end you see the character really starting to come to life, and you kind of see like, oh, like what started off as just like 2 squares and a little rectangle is now Winnie the Pooh. And I thought that was really cool. And going there, I went with one of my friends who is an art major, and she's like, oh, you can do it, like, you can't draw, but you can draw this and you'll be fine. I was like, okay. And then I actually took it home and I signed it, and now it's on my fridge, and I'm really proud of it. And besides that, there are, of course, the rides that you can go on there. I'm sure most of you guys like know a lot of the rides. There's all the mountain rides, and there's the water rides, and there's even like the little boat rides. And what I think is great about it is that there's rides for everyone. Like even if you are like as big as us, like we're all college kids, you can still go on all the little water rides and everything with the other kids, and it's really fun. But there are the more popular rides like Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, and those rides do have a long wait time typically, but it is very fun and it is worth it, unless you don't like getting wet like me, so I kind of avoid it. But but besides that, those are just a few of the things that you could do at Disneyland. And even though it does cost a lot of money, it is worth it, like I said before. It is called Happiest Place on Earth for a reason, so going there, you're definitely expected to have a lot of fun and do a lot of great things. And if I had the power, I would definitely take everyone here to Disneyland with me, because I feel like it is an experience that a lot of people should be able to have one day. And that even though it may seem kind of crowded and like it may seem kind of intimidating, it might seem like a lot of kids are there, it is a lot of fun and there is a lot of things to do there. So,
Well, the summer visualization that you have at the beginning is nice, and then it leads us to the topic that you're talking about, so that's a pleasant way of getting there. I think it works reasonably well. The topic identification is good. I think you need to kind of develop the content a little bit more, because other than the Animation Academy, I didn't really hear much about the other attractions, the other low-key things, the other things that aren't always the most popular things to do. I kept waiting for, you know, something else, some show that you were going to talk about, something that maybe people don't do, that's been there a long time, and maybe people just have passed by or not thought about it, or you know, it's not the typical kind of thing. It's been forever since I've been at Disneyland, so I don't even know some of the stuff that they have going on. I know that they do a lot of performances, a lot of shows, a lot of parades, a lot of that kind of stuff. So maybe there's something that sort of fits in that category. I thought the Animation Academy thing was a good example, a good starting point. I just was looking for some more things there. When you talked about it, I enjoyed it. That was the section of the speech where you were doing the best, talking to us and kind of connecting with us. You talked about how even you could do it. You don't know anything about drawing, and you talked about going through the basic steps and your friend being supportive and enthusiastic. And the most joyful moment of the speech was when you talked about signing your own artwork and putting it on the refrigerator. And going, that's the way you should be the whole time you're speaking, you know, because you're having fun at that moment. You're kind of enjoying letting us in on the story and the joke, and that's great. You know, we need more of that. And it's not like you lose that entirely. It's just that you're not consistent about it, and because you don't have some other stories to go along with it, nothing ever feels like it builds up to that point again, which is a little bit of a letdown. You have a tendency to look down while you're talking to us. When you look up, you're great, you're animated, your expression is good, but you're not always doing that, so you want to try and bring that on with us. I know that that's not something that you're always comfortable with. Like I said, there's good enthusiasm in your voice. If I'm just listening to you for the most part, you're doing pretty well. But the visuals have to kind of go along with that too. Now let's see. Like I said, I thought the content was maybe a little bit thinner than I thought it was going to be originally. It probably wouldn't be hard to find some other things at both parks that are sort of off the beaten path. Like I said, I wish I had something I could point to and just say, oh yeah, that's something that, but I don't even know that they still do some of those things because it's been so long since I've been there. Do they still do the horseshoe review? See, you don't know. You know, where you go into the old Western bar and they have the show on that they put on. They still have that?
Yeah.
You know, see, that would be an example of something that you could talk about. A lot of people don't even know that show is there. You know, they just walk by and they see the building and they don't even think about what's going on inside. There's something that's a little bit different. That kind of stuff. I like the example that you had. I just wanted more. That's selfish of me. I want more.